My dad dug clams part-time, and I would do that with him, go out on the boat, and I would dig half a bushel of clams and I would sell them. I don't even really remember what it was, but it was like $4 or $5. It wasn't a lot, but at the time, for a kid, 7, 8 years old, that was some money. As I got a little older, I got better at clamming and kind of earned my spending money, late grammar school and high school doing that, but also was getting more interested in lobstering and scalloping and ground fishing and things that were going on around then. Seeing a pile of fish or scallops or whatever it was we were catching, it was just fun. It was fun to catch all that stuff. My dad had a scallop boat when I was in high school, and I worked on that. My brother and I did. And he also tended some scallop divers. And I just thought those guys were cool. They going out on that boat and watching these guys jump in the water and going down and picking up those scallops. It was something to me. I just thought that was kind of neat and wanted to do it. I started scallop diving in high school a little bit. Probably only went maybe a dozen times while I was in high school, and didn't catch much. Was diving in a wetsuit, froze my butt off. I mean, it was cold. But had these mentors that were kind of showing me how to do it, where to go. After high school, I had a job for about 6 months and I got fired from it, and it was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. It was coming into the fall, and I went out and bought a dry suit, and I started scalloping. At first, it was hard. I didn't catch a lot. I had to learn how to do everything, just where to go and figure out how, which direction to swim underwater to find scallops more. But eventually, after that first season, by the end of it, I was doing okay. I was probably 19 years old when I started building my boat, maybe 20, and back then, the banks wouldn't even talk to you about a loan for a boat. That was ridiculous. You had to have quite a lot of skin in the game, and I just didn't have it at the time. So started with a fiberglass hull and just kept buying parts as I could. When I built the boat, I did build it mind of going ground fishing, and it must have been about 1990. I would have been applying for the permit, so I would have been about 23. But when I talked to National Marine Fisheries Service, they said, well, we'll issue the permit, but you may not have it more than 6 months. We don't know, because we were changing the rules. And so that kind of scared me. And so, stupidly, I didn't actually apply for the permit, because I thought, well, they're just going to take it away. No way I was borrowing the money for that. So I ended up scalloping with the boat and started lobstering kind of on a shoestring and built everything up from there. Richard's really good. He pays it. I know, his first concern is safety for me, which is good. I need someone watching my back. And like you said, we can't talk, but he's watching my bubbles, and so he's kind of like, he knows what direction I'm working. It really is just something that you have to work out with someone. He's teaching me lots of tricks, like shake, roll over, speak. A farmer, I think, is more invested in some ways than a fisherman is, because they planted the seed and then they weeded the seed and they fertilized the seed. And we don't do that, but yet we still are so connected to all the management side of it and making sure that we're ethically doing it, that we're not cleaning the population out with it. We'll have something to come back for the next year. Currently, I'm on the Zone C Council, Lobster Advisory Council, the Scallop Advisory Council, the Shellfish Management Committee in town. I think it's important to be involved. A lot of people, like I said, feel like it doesn't make a difference, but I know it does. I think that it's got a lot of potential, and it's definitely, from the diving end of it, it's more appreciated now than it was 20 or 30 years ago. My phone rings off the hook for scallops. People love them. And they like getting them direct from us fishermen because they know where they came from. It's about as the most organic thing you can get is fish from the ocean. I like that, producing something that is just highly desirable, and you just feel good about it at the end of the day. I enjoy it, and I'm hoping that we'll get some younger people into it. Unfortunately, at this point, it starts with getting the permits to do something, but there's lots of things you can do that will get your foot in the door and get you working on the water. I hope to slow down someday, but I don't think I'll ever stop doing it. Most fishermen don't. I know people well into their 80s that are still doing it, and I probably will do the same.